Rooriferous is a word.
What? Why would you? Crap. This is an attack. Roriferous?
Yeah.
That no, it's not. That's a Scooby Doo
No,
noise.
it's not. It's a word.
This is literally. I've been blindsided. This is the blindside attack.
What do you mean?
This is like if I just randomly went into the chat on here and just posted a picture of Tika Sumter.
Why would you do that?
Why
It,
would you just randomly tell me is a word?
it's rooriferous.
It's make believe is what it is.
It's rooriferous. I think you should look it up.
That means I will have to get up and probably break another pair of headphones in the process.
You literally said that you were getting your books. I thought that meant that you were getting.
Oh no, those are my stackable books so that I can.
Oh,
My microphone is up far enough. Let me try to spell it. I don't even want to know how it's actually spelled. I want to see if Google. That's not it. How is it spelled, Leah?
Roriferous.
Roriferous. Oops, I accidentally clicked that.
Wait, did I spell it right?
Apparently, the
Oh.
meaning of roriferous is generating dew.
Why are you saying it that way?
Roriferous. I have a problem with R sounds. You know, Jordan, when we were little kids, he used to have what's called a I think it's called a rhoticism, where like he said like girl,
Oh,
New York,
yeah, I
like
learned
New
about
Yorker thing.
roticity. Yeah.
Can you imagine if he was attacked with that word as a child, and or if he still had that rotisserie, whatever it's called?
Roticity.
I call it an eroticism because I don't even want to try to say the
No,
word.
my sister had that too. Like it was saying girl's world took her out completely.
Goes with did she have to do speech therapy?
Hmm. Oh, not like officially, but like one of the teachers in
It's
her
cool.
preschool like
Mhm.
noticed. So she just kind of was like,
Coached her.
"Hey, try practicing saying it this way."
Wow. Wow, that's white supremacy at work. I'm just playing.
It was a white teacher too.
I know it was because it was a white teacher. I told my brother that he needed. I told my parents that my brother needed speech therapy.
Oh, it's like, yeah, try saying it like because just like because it wasn't girl, it was saying girl, saying
Girl,
gal.
going to the store.
Yeah, I didn't know
Nope.
that it was such a far-reaching thing or a common thing that it
Mhm.
needed a word. So the roticity,
I didn't
which
realize that reviferous was such a far-reaching thing that it needed a word. I just didn't realize that people didn't just say, "Oh, that's generating dew."
no, there's a word for everything.
It's reviferous.
Like the tittle on
There's
an
too,
eye,
there, there's too much lip action with that.
roriferous.
Reviferous.
Can you imagine just having to like if your kid gets that during the spelling bee?
Reviferous.
And then you hear all the murmurs in the crowd.
Oh, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, she's never gonna get this. Reviferous.
I would get lost in which R that I'm on.
That's a lot of R action, a lot of lip action, and a lot of R action.
Honestly, I thought it had something to do with iron because of the ferrous part of the word.
It's just not necessary.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm thinking about Tika something pictures that I'm gonna send to you.
I want you to not. I don't want to. I don't
You'll
think
have to
I've
block
never
me.
blocked you, but I feel like this
You'll
might
have
be.
to. You
This might.
literally just ambushed me.
Ah, I did not.
Here I am, just rocking my underdog shirt that I got at the beginning of the pandemic for free.
Here he used to save the day.
No, it's Alicia Keys' underdog.
Oh,
Her
Alicia
team sent this to
Keys.
me because I'm a
Oh,
fan. And she's
you all have such a beautiful
pro.
relationship.
It's all right. No, I'm just playing. Um,
When I saw that I was like, to this day, she still reposts you on her stories. It's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. She still follows me, which is I forget about it. I forget about it. I forget that I'm on Instagram a lot of the times. Um, we almost like we almost baked to death out here last week. We didn't talk last week. You guys, I know Leah still has to do the stinger and like the announcement and stuff. It got up to 116 degrees in Sacramento, the hottest day in Sacramento ever.
In 97 years, yeah.
Yeah, in the entire time that they've been tracking the temperature.
Yeah.
Um,
Ridiculousness.
and then the day after that, it was 114, so it wasn't as bad. Then it was
Mm-mm.
112, 111, 110, 111. It was violence.
Is it smoky out there? I know the wildfires have like
Somewhat.
started raging.
It's very overcast, and I know that's because of the smoke, but
Hmm.
it's not as bad as it was a few years ago, where it's like you're
Orange.
yeah, and where it like hurts to go outside. But it reminds me that I need to wear my mask when I go out, even if it's not like super bad, because I don't want to get into my bloodstream and taint my perfect little blood, you know.
Well, we already got Teflon, so we'll be okay.
Plastics.
The microplastics.
Just think about how much plastic is just flowing in your blood. We've been going for 5 minutes and you still haven't broken this. I am stunned.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Take a Space Podcast. I am your host, Leah, joined this week by Jason. Hey, Jason.
Hello, Leah. Hello, Leah.
Yeah, as Jason said before, we were off last week. I was recovering from a cold flu situation. Um, Thank you to those who reached out. I completely forgot to post a message that there wasn't going to be an episode, and then you all reached out and said, "Hey, where's the episode?" So thank you all for reaching out and for caring enough to ask. But we're back. I'm feeling a lot better. Um,
She said, I'm
I do
back.
apologize. I do have a halls in because I haven't talked a lot over this last week. So we're gonna take this a little
That's a shocker.
slow.
Has she ever said that, you guys? I haven't talked a lot this week.
I haven't talked a lot, and so I have to like get my
That's what
game
I'm
back up.
saying. Like I don't think you've ever said that.
First of all, don't do
Because
me. Don't do
you
me.
this is a direct attack.
I feel like you're probably gonna spend this entire episode getting back at me.
Are you
Why?
looking for
No, put
pictures
your
of
phone
Tika
down.
Sumpter?
We're having conversation. There's no reason for you to start looking up pictures.
Of Tika Sumpter?
No, not at all.
You ambushed me.
So
It was
there's
a
this.
premeditated attack.
It wasn't though.
It
I
was.
just happened to think about.
No, I'm gonna stop. Her name isn't actually Tika. I'm not gonna pronounce that.
So I
What is
don't.
her
It's not that
name?
I don't. Okay, I don't like her, but Tika Sumpter. We're gonna have a good episode. 'Cause
Yeah, we're gonna do this.
I'm just like, I don't even have a way to describe it. It just started off as a dislike and it's turned to disdain ever since. Um, but she's paid to act, so she's working for somebody.
Hmm.
There's an audience out there for her.
Get money.
Yeah. So this past few weeks, yeah, these past few weeks have been um a lot of changes, a lot of things that have been going on. You're back in school teaching.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, tutoring.
why? Why are you sending me stuff?
What are you talking about?
You're back in school. You're tutoring. You're elevating your space. You're owning a lot. You're really taking a space in that area, growing a lot.
Yeah, and honestly, it's kind of because I haven't talked to you since I last seen my life coach. Not to jump in, but it's kind of bizarre how like comfortable I am with asserting myself with stuff. And like I think I talked before about where I was even when I came out to Seattle. I think
Hmm.
in our last episode we talked about that, how even then I wasn't in the best headspace.
Right, right.
But just since then, with the adjustments that I've made, which we've talked about, um, things are like I feel good. Like, and I haven't felt good in a really long time. And I realize that when I'm in a good space mentally and feeling good about myself, then I'm more likely to push back and stand up for myself with stuff and just be really direct and assertive. And it feels good. I know you've been trying to get me to that point for a while, so thank you. Um,
I was gonna say, like, we've only been talking about this for over 10 years. Like,
yeah, yeah. I think it came with age and just feeling comfortable with myself. I'm like, okay, nobody is can really beat me up. Like, I'm not gonna, and I know that's a
is
juvenile way
that
to think
like,
about it.
are you talking about like emotionally, mentally, physically?
Both, like realistically, people can only mentally and emotionally harm me as much as I allow them to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it just even saying that just now, that was a realization. But like physically, that's what I go back to, because I'm like, okay, I'm 6'5". I'm
Right.
not the thickest of people, but people see height and they don't, like, they automatically assume like, okay,
They don't know how much power you pack. Yeah.
right. But like that's where I go back to, like when I'm really doubting myself and I need to stand up for something or I need to do
Mm.
something. I'm like, okay, what are they gonna do? Beat me up? Like they can't. They're not gonna beat me up. They're not going to. So, but yeah, like nobody's gonna bully me. Knock on wood.
I think I've been assertive because, I mean, I've been assertive most of my life.
Mhm.
And
I can see you as
now,
the kid with the hands on their hips.
huh?
I can see you as the little kid, like the little 6-year-old with the hands on the hips.
See, but I was always like a happy kid. And I just did what I wanted most of the time. So it's so now when I think about my assertiveness and what that means and how I am,
Mhm.
I think it comes from a place of I fought too damn hard to get to where I am to allow some no name individual who's not paying my bills, who's not putting
Mhm.
food in my refrigerator, who's not elevating me in any kind of way to come and think that they have some space to take up in my mind, in my emotions, in my spirit, whatever, you know?
Mhm.
I just think about it from a place of like I worked really, really hard to get here, and even if I
Gotcha.
got here on chance, like I was prepared to obviously take that opportunity to
Yeah,
get there.
this is my spot.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna
So
taint my spot?
exactly. So I I boss up and just like, look, this what I say is what it is.
Mhm.
And I don't mind being collaborative with people and things like that, but
Mhm.
I really pay attention to the way people treat me
Yeah.
and how they but more importantly, like how they treat others, so that when it does come back around to me, I already know what to expect out of that person,
Mhm.
so that I'm not like, but didn't you say to this? But how you? And I think what has like one thing that I thought about recently is how sometimes in my relationships, like I would just expect me to misremember things. And I didn't really, it's not like a gaslighting thing or anything like that, but there is a person who was just like, oh, I stay on this side. And it's like, oh, okay, cool, 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 cool. A month later, I'll say like, oh, you stay on this side, right? So would you be able to? And they're like, I don't stay on that side. I stay on this side.
It's
Okay, but
gaslighting.
you just said that
It's
no, no,
gaslighting.
no, no. I never said that. Well, did you move? No, 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 no. I didn't move. I've always stayed on this side. Okay. And then like a month later, I'm like, okay, so since you stay on this side, no, 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 no. I don't stay on this side. I actually live over here. And people will, and not it was mostly guys who did stuff like that, like especially when we're in team meetings or if we're assigned different work and things like that. But that's why they know, like people know I take notes on everything,
Mhm.
so I don't shy away from when, like, I don't mind being wrong,
Right.
but I'm like, according to the notes I took, you said you would work on XYZ.
Mhm.
And then a lot of times they'll admit, oh, Leah, because you were doing this, I thought that you would just take it over.
Mhm.
No, no. So
No.
I think that my assertiveness is something that I wear with a badge of honor, and
Yeah.
it makes it so that people don't. I'm not as easy a mark as people assume when they
Right.
first look at me. Because sometimes they, oh, oh, she'll help out, she'll do this, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you have
Mhm.
boundaries. Oh, um, do you mind moving your boundaries so that I can step over real quick?
No, that's not gonna work for me, but let me know how it works out for you when
Right.
you
You can
get to
try.
where
You can
you're
try if you
going.
want to.
Whenever you reach whatever goal you're trying to, let me know how you got there. But you're not cutting through this yard.
And it was like little things. So people would call me and say, "Hey, Leah, do you have anything planned for 2 o'clock on Friday?"
Hmm.
Okay, let's reword that question. What is it that you want?
Hmm.
Don't try to plan my schedule for me. Don't ask me what I got going on. Let me know what you need, and I'll let you know if I have the capacity to help you.
Hmm.
Having small boundaries like that, or asserting myself in situations like that where I don't want people to run my schedule for me, or I don't want people to try to tell me what I have capacity for,
Right.
things like that. Those are the little things that I didn't realize until somebody else is pointing them out to me, especially when we have meetings or if we're in friends groups. Just and I was like, yeah, because the way people talk to you is how they're going to treat you.
Hmm.
And if you let them talk to you any kind of way, how much better are they going to treat you?
Mm.
So you gotta be willing at every turn to make sure that you are being respected, whatever that respect looks like.
Yeah.
Whether that comes from a place of word choice, tone, the medium. We talked about rhetorical analysis earlier.
Hmm.
Like you have to make sure that you're being respected in whatever that looks like. And some people don't understand how good it feels to be treated as a human being with respect. And the unfortunate thing is, a lot of them don't, not that they don't deserve it, but they don't know how to go about it. Because they'll say, is it okay if I put this boundary here? Because sometimes when you talk to me this way, it makes me feel kind of bad. And so I kind of want to tell you, not to, but only if it's okay with you.
Hmm.
I'm like, no, that's not.
No,
Your
you
boundaries
say,
don't come at
don't
somebody
talk
else's
to me.
convenience.
Do not talk to me that way. It's not even a reason for it. I just tell
Right.
people, don't talk to me like that. You don't talk to me like that. Period. That's the
Re-
first time that it's said, then that's it. And if you do it again, then you won't have the opportunity. I think we
Exactly.
talked before about how I'm quick to sort of back off from people if I feel not slighted, because that makes it sound like I'm like Dexter, not Dexter, but like a situation where it's like, hey, yeah, slight inconvenience, then I cut people off. But no, if you disrespect me, if you seemingly go out of your way to disrespect me and then disrespect that boundary when I tell you that I will not be disrespected in that way,
Mhm.
then that's when I pull back.
Yeah, you gave them the opportunity and they chose
Yeah.
not to correct the behavior.
There are faculty at my campus. Um, you know who it was? The one person that I worked with on a group project who turned it in without
Mm,
consulting us. I have not exchanged emails with her. She's been emailing the writing center and stuff, and she's or emailing my work, I should say, and stuff. But she's been corresponding with one of my coworkers instead of
hmm
me, and for whatever reason, she won't reply at all when my coworker puts me on the email when she tries to loop me in because stuff is sort of planned where I'm included in it, where I have to visit
Right.
certain things. So that's something right there where it's like, okay, you're going to disrespect me in that way, then I'm not going to go out of my way to help you help your students. I know that seems petty, but is it
No,
petty?
but
No.
I don't think it's petty because it's not fair to, especially if you're in a professional setting,
Right.
academic or otherwise. Like you're supposed to be able to conduct yourself and be able to connect cordially with those in your work group,
Yeah.
because the English department, like across California, is not that big. So you can imagine, like, obviously, it is really small when it comes to the Sacramento area. So
And very
if
white,
you,
I should say.
yeah, like
Um,
there's no way that you're missed. One,
right.
two. if there is something, because you're so knowledgeable about so many different things, then yeah, you're going to be the one who's called on when there's different projects that are happening, especially
Right.
not just because like they need a diversity hire, but because you have the knowledge necessary in order to get the project going
Right.
because of your experience.
And to be
But it's like,
fair, go ahead.
but it's wild to me that people don't understand that you can have a disagreement without burning a bridge.
Yeah, there are so many people who especially like I said, it's a very white space.
Hmm.
And to be fair to this colleague that I'm talking about, um, just to div- divert a little bit, diverge, something like that. Um, I don't think that she necessarily or that they necessarily are going out of their way to not include me in the emails. I think that they part of it is just like okay, maybe they think that this other person that they're corresponding with is above me.
Mm,
And also I know that historically they are very anti reply all, which I appreciate in that sense because they hate getting all those reply all emails anyway.
right.
Sometimes you need to reply all. I digress. But there are so many people in the English composition space that I have disagreed with. And a lot of that has stemmed from the fact that it is such a white space, especially in Sacramento. But even here in different microaggressions and stuff that people will have, I still find a way to make sure that I'm prioritizing the students and what's going to be best for the students over
Hmm.
like, okay, I'm not going to exchange any emails with this person or I'm going to completely cut this person off. Um, but there are some people who lack that emotional maturity, which is unfortunate, right?
It is. It's also frustrating
Yeah.
because then you kind of have to, which I stopped doing about a couple of years ago because I was over it.
Mhm.
I always felt like I had to be the bigger person
Yeah.
and explain to the person who is causing the strife
Mhm.
how their inactions or their actions or their words or their tone and how they choose to conduct themselves is causing a hostile work environment. And I'm just like, we're not children,
Mhm.
but your maturity level is causing me to talk to you as if you are a 14-year-old angsty rebel who can't get it together.
You
You
just
may
don't
not
understand
like,
me.
I'm sorry, hold on.
You just don't understand. You just don't get it.
And I know they're having more emotional intelligent conversations when they're having DEI conversations, but please don't let anybody's attitude or behavior, demeanor keep you from achieving success,
Hmm.
whatever that is. If somebody is constantly disrespecting your boundaries, you have to say something. You have to make it a priority because your manager's not going to know that they're doing this. Your coworkers may see it, um, but they're not really going to do anything. Even in your friends group,
Hmm.
if nobody else stands up for you, you have to stand up for you. And once
Hmm.
you start standing up for yourself and you start treating yourself like you deserve respect, and that's how other people are going to fall in line. But if you're always being like pushed to the side, oh, your opinion doesn't matter,
That's how you used
and
to,
then you
yes.
start internalizing that.
Leah used to do that stuff to me all the time. She used to beat me actually. And
Wow,
we had to have a
wow,
for intervention. It was a rough
wow.
situation. You heard her say earlier, I've been trying to beat that into you about the assertiveness.
I
Um,
did not say beat that into you.
I think you did.
I didn't.
Um, you'll run the tape back when you edit this, and you will see
We
that
don't use
you.
tapes anymore, but okay. Why are you sitting me? I literally just made a statement of fact. It
I'm
was a
gonna just have a
statement
whole
of fact.
entire
I just want you guys to go
album,
back about 2 seconds and look how serious he looks.
an entire album of nothing but Tika Sumter. I
You
think
know
she's
what?
beautiful. I think
I didn't say the
that
girl was ugly.
no, I'm not saying that either. It's just gonna be I'm gonna have an entire collection. Oh,
Mm-mm.
that one's gonna hit. And if you send me any pictures of Ed Sheeran, then I will know that all bets are off. That's a bridge too far. You already attacked me with the words. I can't deal with Ed Sheeran. Let's get back on track. What were we talking about? You beating me, right?
Wow.
Yeah, in your friend groups, I don't think I've ever. I think I've always been that person that just bullies people and stuff. So I never experienced it. No, but seriously, in your friend groups, there are friend groups that I pull back from probably once. Um, that I pull back from just because it didn't seem like I fit in, and it just seemed like everything that would happen would just be sort of disrespected. But even with like family and stuff, if you're invited to something, if your invitation takes the form of, what are you doing on this day? If you say nothing, then that turns into, oh, come with us here. It's like, oh no, I don't want to. Why, you're not doing nothing? Come on, come with us. That's a disrespecting boundary, right?
Right.
When you said that earlier, that's what that it sort of triggered me. Um,
Ah.
'cause a little bit. Um, but yeah, you have to sort of recognize where, not necessarily where you feel as if you're being disrespected and stuff, but just recognize where you feel less than in any situation and reevaluate not necessarily how people are treating you, but how you are letting that affect you. Because people are going to treat you however they want to treat you. You can even if you tell them, no, don't talk to me this way, don't do me this way, whatever, they're going to
Mm-hmm.
do what they want to do. But you have to put up the safeguards for yourself, and what you have control over is yourself. So you can make sure that your space isn't being tainted by them. You can or you can make sure that your energy is being protected
Right.
by just ensuring that whatever you're allowing in is just what you want in there, instead of just letting everybody have a piece of you because they want it. That sounds skanky. That sounded that
I was gonna let you live.
sounded a little salutacious.
No, but I agree. I think it's more important that you feel good about you at the end of the day
Mhm.
and not just seeking the validation of other people.
Right. You feel good about yourself, then nothing else really matters.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about what he, she, they, them, way over there, those in the back, your kindergarten teacher, the person across the street, what your neighbors are doing.
Mhm.
When you know and you're sure about who you are, you're confident in who you are, what your skills are, what you have, where you're going, where you've been, the knowledge that you have accumulated over your illustrious life,
Mhm.
you don't have to worry about, well, how come so and so didn't support me? How come so and so didn't back me up? How come this person keeps trying to violate my boundaries? How come this person won't respect my boundaries? And even though this person feels like they're on my side, they make these slight comments that make me feel like I'm less than.
Mhm.
And if you have to keep asking yourself those questions, you have to keep wondering about who's in your circle. It's probably time to get a new circle.
Maybe, just maybe. I am going to pose a question to you.
Sure.
I'll answer it first for myself. But how do you get to the point where you're not seeking the validation of others, and you are more focused on, okay, is this fulfilling me? Do you want to answer first, or do you want
Oh, you go first.
me to go first? Okay. Part of my thing, one of the best things that my roommate sort of drilled into my head when I lived on campus was fake it till you make it. And so even like I'm just reminding myself when I first started teaching, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm a teacher. I'm a confident teacher. I'm a great teacher. I'm an awesome teacher. Even when I was feeling really unsure of my abilities and stuff, it was just literally telling myself over and over again these things that I wanted to be true, to the point that now I know it to be true. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I know with time that happened, with experience, with just honestly probably hitting 30, that played a big part in everything. Where it's just I wasn't concerned with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, faking it till you make it, and then also just doing stuff that makes me feel good, even if it's just lounging around and being intentional about those kinds of things instead of worrying about, okay, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now? Letting go of the supposed to's.
Yeah.
Um, those things play a big part in just my entire process of feeling good with myself just over the past few weeks. What about you?
Oh, fake it till you make it. I have a love hate relationship with that.
Hmm.
Mostly because it kind of created a double consciousness or a sense of imposter syndrome.
Hmm. Two-faced, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, is it
like
me or is it the persona
yeah,
that's doing it?
like is it? Am I actually doing this work, or have I convinced the entire world of the greatest lie ever told? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um,
We need to revisit imposter syndrome, by the way, because your situation with imposter syndrome, I think it frustrates me from the outside in. I'm not saying I know your inner workings of why you deal with that and stuff,
mhm,
but your situation with it frustrates me in a way. It's like, okay, you are doing the job, and I know that's part of the complexity of it and the
yeah,
problem with it. It's like you're literally doing it,
uh huh,
and you're stuck in your mind where it's like, okay, am I actually doing it, or is some hidden part of me actually doing it? It's like, no, that's it's I guess it's almost like, how do you consolidate the two, right? Like, to so
right,
that you
right.
understand that it is all of you that's doing it.
Well, I don't think that it's so. I don't think it's that, and I'm gonna answer, and I am going to answer your question. I
Yeah.
don't think that it's. I don't think that it's two different parts of me. Where one part of me is like, "Hey, we're actually doing the thing we said we were doing," and then there's another part of me saying, "I don't think that's actually us doing the work."
Mhm.
It's more like I have the role, I have the position, I'm doing the things. Am I really supposed to be here? Because there's a lot of things I know that I don't know. Like the more that I know, the more I realize I don't know.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I feel like I should know more to be where I am.
Mm.
So I think it more so comes from I put on a great show and my work is good. Obviously, I mean, I made it to where I am. My work is good. It speaks for itself a lot of times. And even when like my sister was telling me, like, she was like, "Oh my gosh, like you're so smart. How are you able to do, these things?" And I was just like, I thank you for the compliment, but also I don't really see myself as that smart.
It's like, little dove, if you only knew.
Like I really is. She's like, "Oh my gosh, but you could pick up this blah blah blah," and I was like, "Yeah, but I also don't know how to fabricate a chicken or tell you what duck is supposed to taste like or how to put together this wonderful meal blah blah blah." And she's like, "Yeah, but you think so quick on your feet," and I said, "Because it's practice." Like
Mhm.
I've literally like somebody called me a couple weeks ago and asked me to be their communications coach, and um, they were like, "Hey, I just wanted to be, I wanted to see if you had a program or if you had a coaching sessions, da da da." And I
Mhm.
literally made up a program, a 90-day program on the spot.
Mhm.
And she was just like, how did you put everything together and not be able to, but you were able to hit everything?" And I was like, because I've been in communications programs. I've seen this
Yeah.
before over and over again. Like I know what it looks like. I know what it's supposed to feel like. I know what the outcomes are. It's practice. Like I've done it over and over and over again.
Mhm.
So it's like when people are like, "Oh my gosh, you're so smart. You're so this and so that." It's hard for me to take it as a compliment because I'm just like, but also there's a lot of things I don't know. So I think
Mhm.
that that's where my like double consciousness comes in because it's like
Mhm.
I can know these things and be smart and not know a lot of things at the same time,
Mhm.
but my mind won't let that be true.
Okay.
That's what that is. But to answer your question, I don't think that I ever stop seeking validation of others because I really want people to feel good when they're in my presence.
I don't.
And I want them to walk away from me like knowing that they can conquer the world if they wanted to. Or they can take a nap if they wanted to. Just feel free to be themselves.
Mhm.
That's the kind of validation that I seek with others. It's just that reaching, like you said, reaching your 30s is like there's all this supposed to, have to, all
Yeah.
all that stuff goes out the window. So whatever's gonna bring me joy, whatever, like when I tell you I want the soft life,
Hmm.
I I am so soft, and I had to explain this to my siblings. I was like, if it's work, if it's effort, and I'm on vacation, I am not doing it.
Nope.
There's no. When I say soft, SAWF, soft,
Hmm.
like no, there's I want the soft life. So I feel like um now I'm not begging people to stay in my life. I'm not begging
Yeah.
people to give me validation. I'm not begging people to agree with me or to go along with me or to support me. Come along if you want to on this ride. You know, you
Hmm.
may learn some stuff, you may not, you may teach me some stuff. But I think it's more important for me to acknowledge um, what's gonna make me little kid happy.
Hmm.
Like that's why I've been able to like let go a lot of what other people's expectations are, whether it's me dating, whether it's me buying a house, whether it's me getting another job, whether it's
Hmm.
me picking out the style of wardrobe because I'm still working on the style. But depending on like whatever that looks like, if I can't put on something from my closet and make me feel happy, or if I can't, take a walk by the pier and feel happy or whatever, like I don't need the validation of other people. Like I'm gonna do things that's going to make me happy, and that's all the validation that I need because I can
Yeah.
go to bed at night and just like we really did that.
I feel good. I feel good
Yeah,
for me for that
yeah,
reason.
exactly. All right, Jason, go ahead and
That's
plug away.
the word, Leah. You dropped a word. Snap, 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 snap. That's my one-handed clap. Follow me, JJ underscore Newberry. Every single time I say the thing, I have to tell myself underscore. I could make the underdash happen if I wanted to. We could. Our forces combined, Captain Planet.
Mm,
Um, Captain Planet.
mm-mm.
We need to talk about that show at some point. Just us as friends.
All right.
Um, it's not an element. Um, it's not an element. JJ underscore Newberry, Twitter, Instagram. What's the other one? TikTok.
Ticket to talk.
Ticket, 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 top. Yeah, follow me. See some stuff. Stuff will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Or don't. I'm not seeking your validation. I don't need you to follow me. I'd like to see you on the train, join the journey. But hey,
Oh, that train. Okay.
girl, get it together.
I was just trying to figure out. Like, I just imagined somebody on the train looking at you, saying, "I'm following him. I got him. There he is. He's right there."
You know how I feel about you whispering into this microphone? It makes me uncomfortable.
I'm sorry.
But I don't have the full surround sound experience this time since my headphones snapped.
Yeah, your headphones did not want to be a part of this
I
episode at
said,
all.
snap, crackle, pop. That's it.
Mm. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Please make sure to follow Jason. And after you follow Jason, make sure to follow us. Take Up Space Pod. That's Take Up Space POD on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and all the good things. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Hopefully, my voice will be back next week. If not, I will let you all know. Thank you all again for those who reached out. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Take a Space Podcast. I've been Leah. He's been Jason, and we'll see you next time. Bye.